So, listeners, we are here today to give you guys an exciting update from your Ladies Bridgerton.
Yes, we must make haste into the announcement because this is big news.
So, with the finally, finally, we have gotten to our carriage scene. So we decided that it would be the perfect time to drop the news that we are now going live on Patreon. And for those who do not know, Patreon is a website that supports creators because obviously we put numerous hours weekly, probably well over a dozen hours weekly into creating this podcast for our listeners. And we absolutely love doing it. And there is never any expectation of anything in return. Our return is very, very much
Joy.
the joy, the interactions with the listeners, getting to deep dive into, sometimes they will even trigger things, they'll share things to the
Yes.
Facebook page, like Di sharing the dresses or Sarah sharing Debling's backstory. And
And
it
Anne
adds
with the
to
Christmas trees. Like,
with the
yes, all
Christmas
of it
tree.
adds.
Yes, it all adds to it. And we love that we have built the most amazing supportive community. And we've decided to add to that a little bit by jumping over to Patreon, which is where people can support with us giving a few little extra caveats in return. So, caveats, that wasn't the right word I was looking for there. So, we are starting out small, but we do intend to add more tiers and more things to each genre as we kind of get more comfortable with it. But for
Because
me,
we're
who's
learning as
someone,
we go. So this is something we've talked about for months, but we weren't sure how to go about it. This just seems the right time to take the leap.
yes, if Colin can take the leap in the carriage, we can
Yes.
take the leap as well. But on our membership tiers, we have just started with the rarest gem. And it goes, Dearest gentle listeners, welcome to the rarest gems. The Queen may not have noticed you, but us Ladies Bridgerton certainly have. Joining this tier gives you access to exclusive content, membership shoutouts, and exclusive look behind the scenes of the Ladies Bridgerton. As we expand, so will our tiers and the content we provide. But for now, gentle listeners, yours truly, the Ladies Bridgerton. Now, what is included in this package is access to our recording notes so you can follow along as you are listening to each podcast episode. The
Yeah.
chance to have your Bridgerton.
Tasha's more organized with her recording notes, so it'll be more likely hers, to
They
be
will
fair.
definitely still have typos in it, but I do have them set. So you would just email in. We will put our email address
The
into
description of
the
this video.
into the description of this video. And what you will do is you will send through these details if you so choose to become a member. Um, the chance to have your Bridgerton story read on the pod, special date shout outs, aka birthdays, anniversaries, whatnot. So if your spouse wants you to have a special anniversary shout out and maybe your Bridgerton story of how you two fell in love, your Bridgerton love story read out on the pod, we can do that as well. And also Patty will be providing quarterly Lady
Like
LPB.
newsletter,
LPB.
Ladies
Oh,
Bridgerton podcast.
my brain was like,
Wow.
Society Papers? Where's the society?
Yeah, it's
Um,
our society
it's
papers.
our society papers. The Ladies Bridgerton Society Papers, done in the style of Lady Whistledown Society Papers, recapping gossip, conversations, milestones from the Facebook group, and podcasts. So we will put in like kind of a blurb of these are the major things that we have uncovered that fans have shared to the page. That will be the place for that.
I am excited to create a newsletter, and basically what that will be is we have two um side chats for the group. We have the Facebook group. Obviously, if you join this tier, you will provide your email address, and I will have an email address and send out a quarterly newsletter recapping the tea that we have, and then giving any snippets of what may be to come for the pod, as well as any news we find out in the world about season 4. So that is what the society papers will look like.
Excellent, excellent, my dear Watson. Not saying that I'm the Sherlock Holmes. You are definitely the one with the magnifying
Watson.
glass.
I am,
But
but I like
you were the one.
Watson, so that's cool.
You're definitely the one with the magnifying
If you
glass.
think about the different incarnations of Sherlock Holmes and Watson, like Jude Law was Watson. So I'm not upset.
I'm a Benedict Cumberbatch, or actually, I'm a
That's
Robert
still
Downey
what's his
Jr.
Martin Freeman, wasn't he the Watson character in that?
He
I haven't
was,
seen that
yeah.
Sherlock, so I'm cool with that too. But that's
And
definitely like that Sherlock. Yeah,
yes, all right.
Benedict
I
Cumberbatch.
know. Yeah, I need to not get distracted. Yeah. So as we
We tried.
the tangent queens get distracted. I've never heard of such a thing.
What? Are you kidding me?
Wild, right? As we expand, we do hope to be providing extra episodes that would be potentially deep dives that would be exclusive just to those who are paying for those tiers.
And I'm excited about our
The
idea of an
tiers.
Ask Me Anything.
Yes, we're looking at whether we create an entirely separate Facebook page for people who go into further tiers as we do expand, and that would have Ask Me Anything days where we would hop on. It would be early access to the content as we create it. It would be even potentially being able to join our Zoom calls, though they are sporadic about when we do them, but join our Zoom calls to essentially be along for the ride of the
In
prep
the
and
green room prior to the podcast, we'll say, because we spend a little bit of time kind of catching up as friends and talking about what we want to talk about, being excited about what we're talking about, and kind of, going over our notes. You'll be present while I write my intro and like how excited I get over how the intro turns out, that sort of thing. Like, I think that would be a great inside look of how we get started prior to hitting record and saying,
yes.
dearest gentle listeners.
Yes, and eventually we are hoping to even host some quizzes that would be an absolute blast, which would
Hi, we're
involve
calling you.
the
Come win
queen
the quiz.
the queen of the boat, the Bridgerton boat quiz.
The
But yeah,
cruise
so
quiz.
the cruise quiz master. Um, so we are hoping to bring all of these things to you in the very near future. But for now, we do have the rarest gem entry, which is $3 per month entry. We really do love you guys. We don't want to be feeling like we're ever taking advantage in any way. So as we feel like we're providing more content, those tiers may change. But
We're not
for,
here. We're not here trying
we're not
to
here to necessarily monetize it. It's just to cover the cost. Like we have professional microphones, we pay for Canva, we pay for Zoom, all the recording and editing and the microphones and all the things,
magnifiers and
all the
yeah.
magnifiers, all those little things cost money, but we obviously do it out of love. But as a single income family, it would be nice to have those just little purchases per week taken care of. Um,
Yes,
and
we are at a point where we love this so much we want to continue, and we're just trying to put a foundation in place that no matter what happens, what occurs, we're able to continue,
yeah.
with your support. And you know I just think that this is just the next step. And yeah.
Yes, and as my son is officially going into daycare this week, where he's having his introduction days, we will have a little bit more time to finally sit down and finalize some clothing and design choices. Yes, Di, we will be making the pollinate sign eventually. We are getting there, one little step at a time. So hopefully we will be able to add to our Patreon shop, which will have Ladies Bridgerton slash. We will try to push the realms without hitting that
Breaking
copyright
trademarks. Yeah.
infringement. Yeah.
Yeah, trademarks and
We will
copyrights.
push the realms as much as we can to kind of bring you guys some exclusive merchandise that you may like. But for today, gentle listeners, thank you for tuning in to listen to our latest news, and we will see you all on the pod soon.
Yep, thank
Yours
you so
truly,
much for listening.
Tash the Kiwi.
And Lady Patty.